Well, it hasn't even been a month, and the Borderlands movie has already gotten such a bad reputation. Reviews aren't very good at all, and a lot of people saying it's a horrible adaptation of the games. This film is already out on streaming services as well. It hasn't even been a month yet. Well, I guess I'll check it out now then. Maybe people are over-exaggerating, it's not that bad. Maybe I'll have a good time with it. Let's put it on and see.
2 hours later.
What the fuck? Yes, I finally watched the Borderlands movie. As a huge fan of the Borderlands series, I was extremely mixed on that trailer. There were some things that I thought looked kinda cool, and a lot of things I thought looked pretty bad. And just hearing how much development hell this film went through is just crazy, and you can make a whole video on that by itself. So, with all of that, I wasn't that excited, and I didn't really have much expectations for this film. I didn't go watch this in theaters because I couldn't find the right time to watch it, but with the film already on streaming services, I finally watched it. Did it ruin my childhood with how bad it was? Or is it even good? Well, let's get into it. Let's start off with the positives of the film. I like the way Claptrap looked in the film. I think they did an amazing job designing him. He looks just like how he does in the games, and it's perfect. Next positive I have is that there are a handful of cool Easter eggs to the games that I liked a lot. On to the mixed elements of the film. Jack Black as Claptrap. He was just okay. He didn't really annoy me or make me laugh at all. He was just fine. On to the negatives. The rest of the whole movie. Alright, that's gonna do it all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Nah, for real though, everything else in this movie was fucking abysmal. The first negative I have with this film is just how much they just fucked up the lore of the games. I'm not joking when I tell you that within the first 5 minutes of the film, first 5 minutes, they fucked up the lore so badly. When I watched it, I literally had to pause the film and question, why am I even watching this? And it's like that for the entire film. I'm not saying you can't have changes in the story. I feel like with Borderlands, there are some changes you can do. But the changes they made here are just so fat out fucking stupid. The next negative I have with the film is the cast. Yes, everyone has said it by now, but the cast for this film is horrible. Literally every character other than maybe Jack Black is miscast. They legit do not act like the characters they are supposed to be playing at all. Every character here acts so out of character here. It's so frustrating. Kevin Hart as Roland wasn't good in here. He doesn't really act like the leader of the group at all. He makes jokes and tries to act like a badass, but it just doesn't work. When I see Kevin Hart, I don't think, oh, badass hero, action hero character guy. No, I just see him as the comedian. He didn't even have his turret in the film. What the fuck? He has like one scene where he tries to lead the group, and at this point in the film, I didn't even give a shit due to how out of character he was, so it felt pointless. I will say, he didn't make as much jokes I thought he would. He would still make jokes, but I thought it was gonna be like every 2 minutes with this guy it was gonna be a joke. But luckily, it wasn't that much. But he still wasn't really that good. But other than maybe Claptrap, he was probably the best. And that's not very good. But I can definitely tell that Kevin was trying with what he had. He just had to do what the directors in the script told him to do. You can definitely see that he's definitely trying. Next up is Lilith. She's flat out horrible. She's not the badass from the games at all. She's just an old bounty hunter that drinks and acts like a very moody bitch and just doesn't give a shit most of the movie. There were no scenes with her that I enjoyed, honestly. Near the end of the film, she has an emotional scene and I didn't give a shit. Mainly because her acting, it just looked like she didn't care. Krieg is the most disappointing character in this movie for me. Krieg is my second favorite character in this entire franchise, and he is so fucking lame in this movie. He has no badass scenes of him acting crazy or fucking people up. He doesn't even seem like he's a psycho, or like no split personalities in his head or anything that makes Krieg Krieg. Like, there's no scenes of him, like, just acting, like, out of control or anything, or, like, the group trying to, like, keep him contained. No. He's just there. They don't even show his backstory at all. He just shows up and joins the crew. Like, he just acts like Tina's pet throughout the film. Like, Tina tells him, hey, do this. He goes and does it. He's always, like, deprived of her attention. Like, what? We will get to Tina in a bit. He did say some of the lines he says in the games, but that's it. Like, he looked cool, but that's it. Tannis in the film wasn't that great either. She didn't piss me off as much like the rest of the cast, but she didn't act like Tannis. In the game, she is a crazy scientist, but in this, she's just there to explain to the characters important information. I didn't like her in the film, but she's definitely not the worst. Now, we have Tina. Tiny Tina is one of the best characters in the franchise. Pretty much everybody loves her. She's a fan favorite. Like, a lot of people say she's the best character in Borderlands. I fucking hated Tina in this film. Flat out fucking hated her. Nothing against the actor, she's actually a really good actor, and she was probably just doing what the directors told her to do and following the script, but she was fucking horrible. She is not the crazy kid who likes to blow stuff up. No, that's not her. She's just an annoying kid walking around thinking she's the most special person in the fucking planet. She honestly acts like fucking Ava from Borderlands 3 than Tiny Tina. It's only like one scene where like she blows stuff up, and it's the scene they showed in the trailer. Anytime she said anything, she just pissed me off. I hated how they changed her backstory and just completely ruined her as a character. You don't feel sympathetic towards her like you do in the game when you learn how fucked up her past is. You just don't give a shit. And she's the most important character in the film. The entire movie pretty much revolves around her pretty much. I'm sorry, but I hated her in this movie. I don't blame any of the actors for this. I know they are talented and they can act. I honestly blame the script and the director for making them like this. Next negative I have is the comedy, if you can even call it comedy. I'm not joking when I say this, that I did not laugh or even smile once in this entire film. Every single joke fell flat on his goddamn ass. Borderlands 3 had better jokes than this movie. Borderlands 3! Next negative I have with the film is the action. None of the action scenes were cool. There's like one mediocre action scene, but the rest were just generic garbage. With this film being PG-13 and not rated R, they didn't really have much to work with when it comes to action. Borderlands is a game with gore and blood, so why do you just make a generic PG-13 action film with no fun action? Like no blood, no guts, and like nothing. Like why? It's not even dumb fun, it's just fucking dumb. Next negative I have is that there was like no crazy guns in this film. Okay, so you guys decided to make a film about a series that prides itself for having crazy ass fucking guns, so many guns, and all that crazy shit with guns, and you decide to not use any crazy guns. Okay.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
There's only one unique gun in this entire film, and it's the Infinity pistol that Liv has. The rest is generic gunfights that shoot like Jacob guns. There isn't any scene where they pick up a gun and does something crazy like shoot shock or corrosive or anything. Like, I wanted there to be a scene where like they kill an enemy and they pick that gun up and then like it shoots like fire or something. Or like it's like the Unkempt Herald, it shoots like all these pellets of explosion rounds or something. But no, it's just basic ass guns. Yes, there are guns in the film that look like guns in the game, like the Atlas guns, but they only look like them. They don't have any of the special things that make them Atlas guns. Like, why? The next negative I have is the world itself. Pandora is just a bland desert like in Borderlands 3. It seems like they forgot that Pandora has multiple like areas other than like bland deserts. Like Pandora has snow areas, tropical areas, volcano like areas as well. Yes, they name drop areas from the games, but it's just for fan service because in the film they're like, oh, we need to go here, and it's supposed to be an area from the game, and there's nothing like the area from the game. At that point, don't even have areas from the game. Just make shit up at this point. That's negative is that when the movie is not pissing you off, it's so fucking boring. There were moments where I did not care what was going on, and I was just extremely bored. And it doesn't help that the pacing is fucking terrible. There are moments where like it just rushes through shit, and then there's moments where it's a fucking drag. There's no in between. It's either too fast or painfully slow. The final negative I have is that the ending and the twist, it's so fucking stupid, it's embarrassing. If you're a fan of this series, you immediately know the twist because it's something that we knew ever since the first fucking game. If you're just a casual, it just comes out of nowhere and it makes no fucking sense due to them not explaining it at all, and the twist actively makes the film worse. Overall, guys, This film was fucking horrible. I honestly don't even understand who this film is for. It's not for the fans due to them just actively changing it and not giving a fuck about the fans of this series. And it's not for casuals due to them just the film not being fun, like at all. So this film's existence is just fucking pointless. I'm not joking when I say that when I was watching this, I got so fucking pissed off, I had to stop watching it and come back to it 40 minutes later to finish it. I'm not joking. If I did watch this in the theaters, I guarantee you that I would have walked out due to how bad this film is. And the film is not even so bad that it's good. It's not a film that is like a guilty pleasure that you can just laugh at. It's just bad. I knew the film wasn't going to be good due to its development hell, but damn, this shit fucking sucks. And I honestly feel bad for those in the film that actually did try, because you can tell like the actors, they definitely tried. Like these actors are good and they are shown that they can act, but they are just directed so horribly in this film that it's just fucking sad. I honestly don't recommend this film to anybody unless you're extremely curious how bad this is. That's why I'm gonna give the Borderlands movie a 2 out of 10. Just when we thought video game movies were on a track of actually being somewhat decent, this movie had to drop and remind us that there's always going to be at least one bad video game adaptation. Now I can actually be happy and wait to see Sonic Movie 3, an actual good video game movie adaptation from the look of it, and I never have to watch this movie again. So that's a positive. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and comment down what did you guys think of the movie. Do you guys hate it like I do? Or do you even find it to be dumb fun? Or so bad that it's good? Let me know. You guys are definitely gonna want to subscribe because I do a lot of video game related content like video game reviews, let's plays and all that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.